was talking to Ariel earlier today. We were doing Ariel and the Bad Guy, and we had a topic on Khabib. Is Khabib done? Is he really done? And Ariel knows Khabib on a personal level much more than I know Khabib. So I was very interested in Ariel's take. And Ariel's take didn't actually come from his personal knowledge. It came from an opinion of Khabib has done everything he's ever wanted to do in this sport, except one thing, which was get to 30-0. And 30-0 was very important. Not only a very important number for Khabib, never been told why. A very important number for Khabib's father. I've never been told why. Could be as simple as a beautiful round number. You may remember Floyd Mayweather fighting Conor McGregor, but Floyd had 49 fights before that. Professionally, he wanted 50. And there was a reason. 50 either tied Sugar Ray Robinson or it surpassed Sugar Ray Robinson, but there was some reason why 50 was a very important number specifically to Floyd. So I tie that in because Ariel does make a good comment. I mean, look, fighters come back for one of three reasons, and it's generally in this order. Money. Khabib doesn't need the money. Fame, right? I mean, this is a drug, and there's nowhere you can get it. You cannot scratch that itch the same as walking out there in front of the world and competing. Not interesting to Khabib. Third, competition. Just a drive from a competitive spirit. And that one does resonate with Khabib. Very much so. And I do think there's a relevance. As arbitrary and silly as the number 30-0 versus 29-0 may be, that might sound arbitrary to your ears, it was a goal of Khabib's and is the only goal of Khabib's that he has not yet achieved. Is that enough to bring him back? Dana said he spoke to Khabib. Look, Dana knows fighters. He can look you in the face. He can see the sparkle in your eye. He can hear your voice over the phone and know, does this guy want to do this or not? Dana has come to the conclusion that yes, he does want to do this, reminiscent of the fact that Dana didn't strip him. It's very interesting, particularly when you have a fight like Poirier and McGregor coming up, that many people thought, well, let's just throw the belt out there, and then we got Chandler and we got Ferguson, and let's just get on with it. It's very interesting when you look at the fact that Henry Cejudo, who just did, most recent guy to do what Khabib did, and Henry was given 9 days. 9 days to change his mind, or we're moving on to Peter Yan and Aldo, and all of a sudden it looks as though Khabib is given more time. So let me ask you a question. How much time will he be given? Because if the rumor is true, and I believe it is true, that Chandler and Ferguson are going to find one another soon. And if the rumor is true, and I guess I should call it a rumor, because Dustin Poirier's thrown a little bit of cold water on the idea that he and Conor are fighting January 23rd. But if those are true, then Khabib's got a period of time. I mean, the top guys are all tied up. Who's next? Gaethje? Who's next after that? Oliveira? Oliveira's not getting that fight right now. He's not getting that fight for period of time. So if you agree with me and the top guys and the usual suspects are all tied up so you don't need Khabib anyway, then how much time does Khabib have to change his mind? And we know that Khabib is still in the pool, in the USADA pool, which for me is the final nail in the coffin of the idea of retirement. If a guy removes himself from the pool, it's just a pain in the ass to get back in. It's a pain in the ass. I want to say it's 4 months. You leave the pool. I want to say it's 4 months to get back in. I could be wrong and it's 2 months, but there's just steps you have to do, right? Rumble Johnson's going through it now. Rumble Johnson came back a while ago, but he's still in the pool. And he's got to clear. I think it's 4 months. He has to clear it. And USADA has a reason for that. Like if you're a brand new fighter, you sign today, you could go fight Saturday. You could, per the USADA rules. But if you're an active fighter and you leave, I think it's 4 months. It's a longer period of time. The reason is USADA doesn't want you to go on a steroid holiday. USADA term, steroid holiday. And you can see where that makes sense. Like, why would a guy leave and then all of a sudden just come right back? Right? I'm done. Oh, hey, guess what? I'm back. What? You could see where USADA's going to go. I don't think so. If you're truly done and you're going to retire, retire. But if you're truly coming back, we're going to check you for a period of time. I mean, it just makes good sense. I'm just sharing with you guys why, for me, that's the relevant measure. It's not the stripping. It's definitely not the statement on the microphone, but those are the only things you have. For me, there's a third thing that people don't see, which is the removal of the pool, which Khabib hasn't done. So in light of the fact that the top 4 guys, at least in theory, Chandler, Ferguson, Conor, Poirier, are all tied up. So there's no title for Khabib to come out and defend for a period of time. How much time does Khabib have?